The smartest way to kill your belly fat for good. Over the last decade and finally becoming a professional natural bodybuilder and a medical doctor, it has been the fundamental principle of each and every single transformation that I've ever accomplished. It is also the fundamental rule to each and every single diet that you've ever seen out there, from the keto diet to the carnivore diet, even when you're doing intermittent fasting. But once I put these simple rules in for you, and also how to implement this rule so that you're successful each and every single day in creating the sustainable habit, this will be the fundament that will allow you to finally go from 30%, or even if you're at 20% body fat, to finally getting within the range of 15 to 10%. I've even included this for all of my clients. Look at my client Dwayne. He was never able to see a six-pack in his 80 years of life, but once we implemented this one fundamental rule, Dwayne was finally able to get into the shape of his life at 80 years young. So watch this video to the very end, because it's very likely that you're not implementing it the way that I'm going to recommend, and I'm also going to make it extremely easy for you. Not only with my gentlemen, with my ladies as well. Shannon, Sandra, Hallie, and the list is endless. I've finally allowed them to get into the shape of their life because of this fundamental rule. Let's not waste any time and let me get straight into it. The smartest way to make your body kill your belly fat is going to be making sure that you're hitting the right amount of protein, and not only that, hitting it consistently. Now, in the previous videos, I've spoken about intermittent fasting and how that can help you with setting up a caloric deficit. And what we're doing here with intermittent fasting, in the case of just fat loss alone, and we're not talking about all the health benefits that you achieve from fasting, intermittent fasting basically restricts the amount of food you eat through time, which is extremely easy to implement. However, the smartest way that I believe, and I am sure each and every single one of you will agree in terms of getting lean, is to have a high protein diet. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can hit 200, 250 grams, or even 300 grams of protein if necessary. And also I'm going to elicit how beneficial this is for you and how much more upside you have against the risks of eating more protein. Now, fundamentally, these are the benefits of protein and why you need it to achieve a lean and muscular physique. We have always heard you are what you eat. So simply making sure that you're consuming a high amount of protein will allow you to, number one, have the building blocks to build lean muscle tissue. You will be resistance training or doing any form of exercise. If that's CrossFit, if you're going to be a basketball player or a soccer player, you're going to cause muscular damage and tissue tear. Now, to be able to repair that, you need to give that muscle its final building blocks, which is amino acids. And how we do this is we make sure we consume enough protein to break down into amino acids so that the body can use that to repair all that tissue damage that allows you to build and create these new layers of cement over these tears and finally have this lean and muscular physique. Now, the first rule, I want you at bare minimum to make sure that you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. If you're at 30% body fat, how this is going to help you: number one, because you're eating 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, it is going to make you feel full. A high level of protein intake has shown to be able to improve your satiety by affecting hormones like peptide YY, which is responsible for slowing down digestion and also being able to make sure that you feel full. GLP-1, glucagon-like peptide 1, also plays a role within the intestines in slowing down your digestive process. And if you can imagine you slowing down your digestion, it will make you feel fuller for longer. So just by eating more protein, you inherently express the hormones necessary so that you can feel full. And if you're feeling full, you're gonna eat less, which consequently means that you'll be putting yourself in a caloric deficit without even trying. And this is why making sure that you hit the exact amount of protein to be able to kill your belly fat for good is so important, because just by hitting protein, you can make sure that you're going to satisfy that one rule of establishing a caloric deficit. And this is the one reason why it's so important. Not only that, we've seen that protein will also decrease the expression of the hormone ghrelin. It is what we call the hunger hormone. So hormonally, within our cells, we already feel so much fuller, which will make us eat less. Now, the second reason why protein is so essential is that it will help us build muscle tissue, which will inherently decrease our body fat. If you increase your muscle mass, it will decrease your body fat. And just making sure that you're giving your body enough building blocks is exactly what you need. Now, you may be asking, Dr. Mike, how much protein should I eat? And in general, for every single client I've worked with the exception of my clients who have some sort of pre-existing kidney disease. And this is exception of all of those clients. I generally, at the minimum, give them 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. I have even gone as high as 1.3 grams per pound of body weight for the simple reason that it will help you with feeling full. And this is one of the main problems people face when they're dieting, is that they're hungry and it's unsustainable. Simply making sure that you're eating more protein will help this. So we're satisfying the factors that it's going to build muscle. We satisfy the factor that it's going to make us feel full. We will eat less, and inherently it will put us in a caloric deficit. Before we continue, let me know in the comment section down below, what protein sources are you utilizing? How many grams of protein are you trying to get? And are you hitting those successfully? And if you feel that there's so many people out there who aren't able to lose their belly fat because they're simply not hitting their protein goals, leave the video the thumbs up, because it helps those people finally find this content. Make this one smart change. Just focus on hitting their protein. So leave those comments down below and leave the video the gentle thumbs up. Let's continue. But the third thing is the next thing that I absolutely love about eating more protein, is that it's high level of thermic effective food, which is the fanciest way of saying that your body will burn more calories by simply trying to break this protein down. It takes your body more energy to break down that protein compared to breaking down the carbohydrates or the fats. So you're burning more calories by eating more protein, which is another benefit. It will consequently boost your metabolism. So what I've seen is that my clients are digesting so much better, and they find it so much easier to follow a plan that I set for them at a high protein diet. So now we know, okay, it is extremely essential to include a high protein diet. And if you think about it, keto diet is still high protein, carnivore, high protein. Even when you're eating a vegan diet, the main objective is to make sure, and the struggle usually is to try and hit that level of protein. So as long as you're hitting the amount of protein you should, you'll finally see success in making sure that you do this consistently. Even myself, I'm here in Dubai, and the main objective that I had when I went to the grocery store is making sure I had enough protein resources. So now I'm going to share in this video what are the easiest ways that you can hit that 150, 175, 200, 250, or even 300 grams of protein. Now, for all of you watching this video, if you're at 30%, maybe you don't want to complicate life and think about, hey, what are my calories? What should I eat? Simply just try and eat 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Just make that rule for yourself. So if you're 200 pounds, eat 200 grams of protein and just focus on doing that every day. If you're 175 pounds, 175 grams of protein. If you're at 180 grams of protein. Now I'm going to show you the easy ways that the cheat sheets and the mnemonic that I utilize with all my clients that make it easy. I call this the 2, 6, 8, 10 method. This method, if you follow it with each meal, you will hit 50 grams of protein. Let me explain. 2 scoops of a whey protein will give you 50 grams of protein. 6 ounces of chicken breast will give you 50 grams of protein. 8 ounces of steak or lean beef will give you 50 grams of protein. And then finally, 10 ounces of tuna will allow you to hit 50 grams of protein. And now that you know that rule, with each and every single meal that you eat, your only concern should be, do I have 50 grams of protein on my plate? So if you're 150 pounds and you need to hit 150 grams, you need 3 meals of 50 grams. So for breakfast, you can have 2 scoops of whey protein. For lunch, you can have 6 ounces of chicken breast with any carbohydrate. And then for dinner, you can have 8 ounces of steak, and voila, you have 150 grams of protein. If you need to have 200 grams of protein, then maybe as a snack, you can have a tuna and rice cake meal, and you need 10 ounces of tuna. Maybe you can mix the tuna with eggs, for example, and make a snack. But each and every single meal, instead of really being focused on the calories, maybe you're extremely busy, you just want to make sure that you're eating 50 grams of protein each and every single meal. And this is the simplest way and the smartest way that I can make sure you establish a caloric deficit just by making you so full. And also the second thing, that you're building lean muscle tissue by providing your body the building blocks necessary to build muscle mass. And with that 2, 6, 8, 10 method, you can always remember an easy way to be able to add that into your day-to-day diet. And also, aside from that, all you need to do is look at the labels of the food and just ask yourself, will this give me 50 grams of protein? And right now I'm showing you a list of high protein foods that you can have from the Quest Hero Protein protein bars. You can have like a Fairlife shake as well. There's so many different options to allow you to hit that. But with all my clients, with everybody I've ever worked with, and I'm sure every single influencer you find, their main concern is making sure that they hit their daily protein intake. And you'll see, you'll satisfy the rules necessary each and every single day to lose fat consequently and being able to build muscle. So I make this video for those of you who are paralyzed by all the noise of all these different special diets and videos and cardio routines and exercises that you need to follow. Just follow the one rule for dieting. The smartest rule is to say, you know what? I'm only gonna focus in on how much protein I'm eating. Another reason why I've implemented this rule and why I'm making a point of it is I arrived in Dubai yesterday. All I did was go to the grocery store. I bought beef, I bought chicken breast, and I bought protein shakes. And I didn't have to care about anything else because my main concern was making sure I was hitting my protein goals. And I am telling you, I'll be able to stay lean over this holiday. It's exactly what I recommend to my clients when they travel, is just focus on making sure that you hit your protein goal and then they can enjoy the rest of their holidays. And I know consequently, they're not gonna overeat on the cheesecakes or the desserts in the evening, and they're going to be able to even get into better shape because they're making smart decisions without really stressing themselves. So it's a tip that I highly recommend. Another thing that I also recommend that I absolutely love doing, if you're struggling with the diet, you can simply just focus on meal prepping your protein sources. And you can see that I'm meal prepping here myself in Dubai, and I'm only focusing on my protein sources. And that way I've already done half of the battle with focusing on that. And even another point, when I go to a restaurant and I'm wondering what to eat, my main goal is to figure out how I'm hitting my 50 grams of protein in that meal, and everything else is secondary. And typically it'll be grilled chicken, grilled steak, or some sort of grilled fish, and that will allow me to hit that 2, 6, 8, 10 method. Whichever one of those numbers satisfy that, I know that I'll be able to stick within my calories as a consequence without even having to stress over the rest of the macros. I want to leave the video here. If you're watching this video till this point, it means you're very serious about your health and fitness. And if you're the person who's a busy professional, you are very focused on your career, you're earning your 6 to 7 figures, but you have never been able to get into shape, you're lacking energy, you don't know what to do because life is so complicated and you don't have time to really figure this whole health and weight loss thing out, I highly recommend you book in with me to try and apply and work with me and my team. So go to the description of this video, fill out the application to work with myself. We have a solution for you and we have a program that will help you. So go in the description, fill out the application to work with me, and we'll reach out to you and we'll have a conversation about how we can do this. Let me know in the comment section down below, what foods are you eating to be able to hit your 200 grams of protein? Give people some ideas. Give me an idea of what diet you're following that allows you to hit your daily protein intake. And that may help somebody else. If you thought this video is very helpful for all those people who are getting so confused of what to do, leave the video the gentle thumbs up. I'll leave the video here and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.